First of all, do you know about the at least basic things about the Python? Or directly you are joining the Django framework? In some batches, some people are joining like that only. I hope you all guys are completing the Python. If not completing also no problem. At least some basic points if you know about the Python related, then that is enough for learning the Django framework. And while discussing the Django framework related all the concepts, I will take care about the Django, how we are developing all things. Got it? Yeah. So yeah, guys. So our framework name is here Django framework. Django framework. So here, if you want to becoming like a full-fledged Python application developer, then you need to learn what Python language. Python language you need to learn, and then Python language related one framework, which name is Django framework. Okay. So Python is a language. For example, you can take like a language. Python language plus Django framework. Both together you need to learn. Understand one? Python language plus Django framework. Then you can developing the web applications more easily related to Python. Got it? So to developing the web applications, we have different languages, different frameworks. Compared to all other languages and other frameworks, using the Python and the Django framework, more easily we can developing the applications. That's why nowadays this Python language and the Python related framework Django is getting more demanding. Understand one? So what are the benefits are there using the Python and Django framework? We'll discuss. Wait some time. Got it? Yeah. So first of all, before going to discuss, guys, before going to discuss this one, so some basic terminology you need to know. What is program? What is software? Like these all things. So I hope these all things, minimum basic knowledge you have already. You have. Where at the time of discussing the Python language, only people are going to get these all things. Okay. So one more time, some revisions like some repetitions, revision purpose we can discuss. So here, what program there. So this one, first of all, as a programming developer, we need to know, guys. So I'm going to tell like one word answers, guys, here. And in our sessions, what we are discussing regularly, everything I'll give you soft copy to your mail. I will take you guys, your all mails, I will take it, and regularly I will say to you guys. And also, what programs we are doing here, practice, what projects we are doing here. Every project I will say to you daily mail, and also video sessions also you are going to get, guys. For one more time reading purpose whenever you have free time, these all things are got it. So videos you are going to get, material you are going to get, and projects also you are going to get. And the end of the session, one major project also we will do it, guys, real time project. Got it? Yeah. So here what is program means? Program is nothing but set up instructions, guys. Set up instructions, or else collection of instructions is called program. Set of instructions is called program. So here every instruction is having one meaning, guys. Every instruction is having one meaning. So set of instructions called the program. So one program you are going to create to do something. To do something. For example, my question is add two variables and find the result. Okay. So for example, to find two given two given numbers, to find two given numbers sum, I want to write the one program, guys. To find two given numbers sum, then how we are writing in Python? A equal to 10. Okay. So B equal to 20. In Python variables we are creating like this. So next C equal to, or else result equal to whatever you want, or else sum equal to sum equal to a plus b. You're getting, guys, a plus b. Next, print of sum. You can do it like this. Understand this one? So this entire one we are calling sum dot py, or else add dot py. You can consider like this, add dot py. This is my Python related program.
నోట్స్ కాని రాలా
Okay, na? So here I created add dot py, guys. A equal to something, b equal to something, and c sum equal to a plus b. Adding both numbers and the result storing into one variable. I'm printing this one. Okay. So here each one is a one instruction, guys. Here each one is one instruction. So what is doing here? 10 value storing inside variable a, 20 value holds by b. Okay, 20 value storing by b, inside b variable we are storing, guys, here. And then here a plus b, value of a and value of b we are adding, and then result we are storing inside one variable, which is sum. And then by using print method we are going to print this sum value on the console. Okay, so here each line is having one meaning, guys, nothing but instructions. So set of instructions is called program, that is add dot py. Clear this one? So next, what is software? What is software you are going to get, guys? What is software? So software is nothing but set of programs. Set of programs are called software. Set of programs. Set of programs are called, or else set of programs is called software. You can take it single. One word answer I'm giving, guys. In material you will get it more clearly. Okay. So set of programs called software. Collection of programs, group of programs. We can say one software. Nowadays we are using a number of softwares. All people are using mobiles. In our mobile only hundreds of applications we are installing and we are using. So every application is nothing but one software, guys. So to developing software, set of programs combination required. Understand this one? For example, you can take it like one calculator software, guys. One calculator, one calculator software. You can take it example purpose. So if you want to write the calculator software, then addition program, subtraction program, multiplication program. These all a group of programs we required. So these all logics are required for what? Required for addition related. Addition related. Okay. So you can consider like this one is add dot py, add dot py. Next I'm going to take here one more thing I'm going to take a equal to 20, and then b equal to 10, and then so some result, simply I'm writing, guys, result res I'm taking, result equal to a minus b, and then print of result. This is what my subtraction related program, guys. My subtraction related program. You can consider like a sub dot py. Next, same like one multiplication dot py, one division dot py. Like this, a number of programs we can write multiplication dot py, and then one division dot py. Simply shortcut I'm writing, guys. One division dot py like this. Here a into b, a divided by b, like this you are writing. Each one is one program. Here two values addition is going, here two values subtraction is going, here two values multiplication is going, like this every operation is going separately. So collection of these all programs, is nothing but calculator software. We can add, we can subtract, we can multiply, we can divide, like that. Understand this one? So software is nothing but a collection of programs. Now in our sessions we are going to developing these softwares we are going to be developing, nothing but application. Software is nothing but a application, guys. So we are going to developing the applications by developing combination of more programs. Okay, different Python files we are going to write, guys. Each file is having different meaning. So by combining of all the application, by combining of all the files, finally we are going to make like one application. Getting this one? So this is the process to developing here, guys. In our Django framework, we are going to developing like this n number of files, and finally we are going to add all files finally we are going to get one result, software result. Got it? Yeah. So what is the use of this software, guys? First of all, what is the use of this software? Means software is providing so many, software is providing so many benefits to the human beings. Okay. So software providing so many benefits to the users, guys. For example, if you are taking calculator, simply using the calculator, any kind of calculations we can do it here. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, all things. So for example, I have one number 6 and I want to be multiply with 7. So 6 into 7, you are going to get 42. Right? So like this, usually we can find it. But sometimes I have one big number. So this number into and this number I want to be multiplied. Then is it easy to calculate? Directly by taking pen and paper like this, sometime taking, but by using our calculator software nowadays in all people are using mobiles or separate calculator software there. In mobiles also calculator software is there. Using that software, people are easily they can do it calculating all the things. Understand one? So softwares are reducing the human being burdens, human being things what they want to do. So instead of, I mean, if we are using the softwares, so human beings are reducing the lot of burden. Human beings are reducing the lot of burdens while they are doing work. Okay. So software simply reducing the lot of burden on the human beings when they are doing the work, particular work, particular task related. That's why these softwares are very important in nowadays. Got it, guys? So bank softwares, you can take it one bank application. So olden days people are directly going to banks, to withdraw the money. But nowadays all people are going to ATM centers, directly they are withdrawing. So lot of time saving. If you are going bank means you need to fill up one form and you need to stand in queue. Whenever your turn is come, you are asking about your money. Okay, like some time is taken. But when we are going to ATM centers, directly we can withdraw the money if available. Getting this one? And nowadays we have lot of applications to transfer the money from your account to another account like that. So directly wherever you are standing, wherever you are sitting, from there only you can transfer the money to your friend. So these all things because of the softwares. Got it? So if you want to developing these kind of software, so we need to learn this Django framework. We need to learn what? Django framework. Clear, guys? These all points. I hope you all. Okay. So we have so many frameworks and so many applications. So many frameworks, so many languages we have. Why we need to learn this Python and Python related Django framework only? Means, so we can take it one small example. So nowadays Python is called as the general purpose programming language. Python is acting like a general purpose programming language to learn all other courses, guys. This is my Python. So after learning Python, you can go to data science, guys. You can go to data science related. Okay, and you can go to artificial intelligence. You can go to deep learning. You can go to deep learning, and you can go to machine learning. You can go to machine learning, and you can join the Django framework also. You can join the Django framework, and you can join the Flask framework and robotics. Robotics, like a number of courses are there, guys. So once Python completing, you can learn these all courses, whatever you want. Separate courses, guys. Data science is separate one, deep learning, machine learning, artificial intelligence, and the Django framework, Flask framework, and robotics. Like a number of courses are there. Anything you can learn after learning the Python. That's why to learn these all courses, anything you must be learn Python language. That's why Python is people are considering like general purpose programming language nowadays. So here 100 people are learning each course. Each course is joined by 100 students, guys. Just assumption. And then here 100 people are learning and 100 people. But these all people must be learning what? Python. That's why Python is joining by nowadays so many people. After that, they are changing, they are deciding as their career, data scientist developer or artificial intelligence developer or Django framework developer, like that. Got it? Yeah. So we are choosing here right now Django, guys. Why I'm choosing this Django only? Why not others? Means, so compared to Django framework, these data science, artificial intelligence, these all things taking more time to completing the course. Taking the more time, and you need to spend more amount of money. More money you need to spend to learn these all courses, guys. For example, data science or artificial intelligence, if you are taking, so more than 20-25,000 you need to spend to learn these courses, and time also more than 6 months are required to learn these all courses. But if you are learning Django with less than 2 months, you can complete Django framework, and also, okay, so less than, I mean, almost equal to 5,000 you are going to learn this one. Clear this one? So we are spending less amount and we are spending less time, and we can complete our course and we can crack the interviews immediately if you are doing practice very well regularly day to day. So that's why some people are giving priority to this one. And also using our Django framework, we can developing the web applications like Amazon application, Flipkart application, Book My Show, Paytm, PhonePe, understand this one? And Swiggy, Zomato, these all are web applications. Like these web applications, if you want to developing, then you can learn the Django framework, then more easily you can developing the applications. That is the process, guys. So using the Flask framework also we can develop. Using the Flask also we can developing the web applications, Python related. Python to Django, Python with Django, Python with Flask. Compared to Flask framework, Django is only getting more demanding nowadays. So later I will tell some differences between these both. Later I will tell. So right now some points I will tell here, guys. So 100% if you are taking projects in a real-time organization, so almost more than 90%, 90% projects going on the Django framework only nowadays. Only 10% projects, 10% projects going on the Flask framework. That's why as a student we are giving high priority to learn this Django framework. Why means more companies are looking for Django developers. Got it? And also Django is providing one ORM concept, guys. ORM concept is providing ORM queries. ORM queries, you can take it. So because of this Django ORM queries, in our Django, if you want to use MySQL database, then so that is converted to MySQL database format. If you want to use Oracle format. If you want to use MongoDB, then MongoDB format. Like whatever the database you are using, guys, that database format, all our queries automatically going to be converted. Automatically going to be converted MongoDB. Okay, so we are writing Django ORM queries, guys. Django ORM queries, we are writing one query we are writing. That query, if you are using MySQL to communicating with your Django application, then MySQL format converted. Django ORM query only, Oracle format converted. And the same ORM query, MongoDB format also converting. Whatever the databases we are using, that database format, our Django ORM query is going to be converted. Okay, so we are not required to learn all databases related separate queries. Just we are going to learn Django ORM query.
వస్తున్నాను
Guys, keep your speaker mute. Keep your speakers mute. Yeah. So now here, Flask framework if you are taking as a Flask framework if you are taking, then so if you want to communicate with MySQL, then separate MySQL query you need to write. MySQL query separately you need to write. MySQL. If you want to use Oracle, then separate Oracle query you need to write, guys. Separate Oracle query you need to write. Means whatever the database you are going to use, the database format related separate queries we need to use. It makes some burden on the developers, which is making the lot of burden on the developers. For example, as a Python developer, guys, already Python course you completing. Okay, you are a Python developer already. So in your Python we have so many concepts, guys, like function handling, exception handling, database communication, file handling, like so many concepts are there. So Python to database one communication is one chapter is there, guys. Python with a database communication chapter is there. Do you guys practice with this one? Python to database communication. Did you done practice? Hmm? Some people, when they are learning Python, they don't know about the database communication. Some people knows, not all people I'm telling. But Python to database communication, do it practice, guys. Very, very important for attending the interviews also. Okay, so here my Python application, I want to communicate with MySQL database. If I'm deciding like that, then separate MySQL SQL queries we are going to write, guys. Okay, Python to database communication related, MySQL related, separate SQL queries we are writing, MySQL related. SQL queries means syntaxes. SQL means syntaxes related, guys. Structured query languages. Okay, separate MySQL queries we are writing. If you want to use Oracle, separate Oracle queries you are going to write. If you want to use the MongoDB, separate MongoDB queries we are going to write. Separate MongoDB queries we are going to write. SQL is common, syntax is related. Okay, so database to database, these SQL queries are changing. For example, if you want to take one small example, you can take from MySQL. I want to get all data, guys. Then what we are writing, select star from table name. My table name is employee assumption. My table name is employee. This is my table name, guys. So you need to write this way. You will get it data. But if you want to use MongoDB, then to get all data, then what you are writing query. So you can see here, db dot your collection name. My collection name is employee. Collection nothing but table. So db dot employee dot find of here JSON format, nothing but like a dictionary format, syntax curly brace you are giving. So this is query, guys. When you are writing this one in MongoDB format, this one, when you are writing like this one, this is the MySQL format. Got it? So Python to MySQL, if you want to write, guys, Python to MySQL, if I want to do communication, to get the data, I need to write this query for MySQL related. Python to MongoDB, if I want to do communication, to get the all records data, I need to write this query. Means database to database queries are changing. As a developer, we need to write a particular database related queries. So we need to spend a lot of extra burden. We need to spend a lot of extra time to learn all these databases related queries. But if you are using Django framework, guys, Django framework is providing ORM queries. Okay, so to get all records related, so we are going to write like employee dot objects dot all method. Later you will get it, guys, about the ORM queries. Right now you don't know, just assumption. So this is Django ORM queries. I am going to write only this ORM query. Later, if you want to use MySQL, this ORM query is converted like this MySQL code format. Select the star from table name. If you want to use MongoDB, then same ORM query is converted like MongoDB format, this query format. Like this, whatever the database you are using, guys, that database format, our queries are going to be converted. That is the best advantage of Django framework ORM queries. We are going to write Django ORM queries only, and later whatever the database we are using in our application, that database format automatically converted. That's why this Django framework is getting more demanding nowadays. Guys, all of you understanding this one? Why you are deciding to learn this Django means within the less time, with the less cost, we can developing the applications. Okay, compared to other courses, Django framework within the less time, with the less cost, we can learn. That is the one benefit. And also using the Django framework, we are getting the ready-made ORM query structure. So irrespective of different database related queries writing purpose, single Django ORM queries we are writing. Okay, so Django ORM queries can automatically converted whatever the database we want to use, the database format. This is also one of the benefit. Clear the structure? Yeah. So at the time of learning Python only, you are getting 1 point, guys. At the time of learning Python only, you are getting one point. So in Python, I want to print hello message. Then what you are doing? Print method I'm using as print method I'm using. So here hello I'm writing. Simply enough. So if you know about this print method, what is doing, then you can print the hello message. Print method is going to print the hello message on the Python console. By using the print method, we can display output whatever we want. That is the print method related. Okay, same hello message using the Java. If you want to do, guys, using the Java. Now here what you are writing, class you are going to create a class. For example, message. My class name is message. So here they are following the curly brace structure. Curly brace structure. Next here public static void main. This is the main is a method, and in this main again string args and then list format args of list of args, and then you are going to write again curly brace in there. So after that here predefined class system, one predefined class which containing out one predefined object, system dot out dot println. It is a one predefined method, guys. So in this method, we are going to write our hello message, and also semicolon is required. Even though column missing, we are going to get the error, guys. Okay. So these all things are belongs to Java related coding. To print this hello message. So first of all, you need to learn what is class, what is a message, what is public, what is static, void, main, string. Okay. Each one is having different meaning, guys. So first of all, we need to learn about these all meanings. We need to learn about these all meanings. Curly braces also having meaning. Okay. So once completing of all these meanings, then we are able to write this hello message. We are able to write this hello message. For example, here different values we can write public, protected, private, like this we can write. If I'm using public, what happen? If I'm using private, what happen? If I'm using protected, what happen? Like these all things we need to learn, then only we are able to write this hello message. Okay. So as a Java developer, you need to put more concentration, more words, more definitions you need to learn. Then you are writing the basic coding. But in Python, so if you know about just what is the use of print method, then you are able to print the hello message. Got it? So here only you can understanding, guys. So using the Python, less lines of code you are writing. Using Java, more lines of code you are writing. Python code is a very readability format is there, readable. Because of less lines, easily we can read. Because of more lines, readability is getting problem. And because of less lines, within the less time we can developing. Because of more lines, more time is required. Nothing but using the Python, if you are developing the application within the less time, with the less lines of code, we can develop, guys. Then obviously cost of the project also decreasing using the Python related. But if you are using the Java related language and the Java related frameworks, then more lines required, more time required, then cost of the project also increasing automatically, and the complexity is increasing automatically compared to Python. Clear this one? That's why Python is getting more popular nowadays. And then every language is having frameworks. So Python is also having framework, Java is also having frameworks. To developing any applications, guys, real-time applications, so we need to learn at least one language and that language related frameworks. Clear this one, guys? So languages, what are the languages are there, and language related frameworks, what are there? So now I'll discuss here. Yeah. So what are the languages there, guys? Here, Java is a language. Java is a language. Java related frameworks. So Spring framework, Struts framework, Struts, and Hibernate framework. Like a number of things are there. If you are taking our .NET, guys, .NET framework, .NET language, .NET language here. So frameworks, ASP.NET is there, ASP.NET, MVC framework is there, MVC framework like this. And now if we are taking our Python related language, Python related also so many frameworks are there. Django framework and then Flask framework. There is one Django and Flask are the frameworks guys. Django framework and Flask framework. Clear this one? So to developing any application backend coding development purpose, you need to learn any one language and that language related frameworks. Language related frameworks. Any one language we choose already. You guys choose Python guys. Okay, you learn Python. So Python language you choose. So Python related frameworks. Django framework or else Flask framework or else both framework, whatever you want, you can do it. So first Django framework we are going to learn in our session here. Got it? Python language and language related frameworks. Then easily we can developing the applications. Got it? So what is the framework and what is doing by Django framework, like these all things we will discuss with some time. Clear guys so far here? Any one language and language related frameworks we need to learn here. Python language we are learning and then Django framework also we are going to learn right now. That is the process. So if you want to developing any one application guys, if you want to developing any one application, so front end, back end and database, all things required, front end, back end and database related coding required. So this is my front end related guys, and this is my back end related. This is my back end related and this is my database related DB knowledge. Got it? So here front end coding and then back end coding and database coding, database code, front end code, back end code, database code. Okay, you can take it like this. Yeah, so front end code if you want to developing guys, front end code if you want to developing, then UI technologies required. UI technologies means HTML and then CSS and then JavaScript, JS, Bootstrap, like a number of things are there guys. So UI technologies, learning purpose, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, these all things we need to learn. Okay, and backend code developing purpose, any one language, so like a Python and that language related frameworks, at least one framework like a Django framework. Okay, so using Python and Python related framework Django, we can developing the backend code. And database coding purpose, we need to developing we need to learn at least one database related coding. For example, we have MySQL, and in our sessions we are going to discuss also MongoDB related. Nowadays in more companies people are asking about the MongoDB, so I will take care about these two things, MySQL and MongoDB related. Clear guys this one? Yeah, so one user is there guys, one user is there. So human being person, the people who are going to use our applications, so we are calling the users here. Just assumption like this, one user person is there. So this user person is going to send a request using the front end. User person sending the request using the front end guys. Okay, now front end is communicating with back end coding, whatever you want. For example, Facebook page, Facebook presentation if you are taking, sometimes we are going to register, sometimes we are going to log in, sometimes we are going to send the friends request, like that. A number of operations we can do it. Okay, so with the front end we are doing something, that operation is going to work on the back end. Here we are writing back end code. How we are writing later you will get it guys. Okay, now my backend is going to be communicated with the database to store the data into database permanently, like that. Next, database giving a confirmation to views after saving, then our view giving confirmation to front end. Now here what we are displaying, that is can see by users can understanding what is happening right now for my request based on the response. So whenever we are sending the request, always from the browser we are sending the request guys, then we are going to get what? A response we are going to get, response we are getting. Request we are sending, response we are getting, guys. Got it? Yeah. So the people who are working, only this front end side, we are calling the front end developer, guys. Front end developer, nothing but presentation code. This one, front end, nothing but presentation code, guys. Okay. So front end developer, and the people who are working only this back end side, nothing but back end code is nothing but business code, guys. So you can consider more easily here presentation code we are writing, business code we are writing here. Okay, database code we are writing here. So the person who is responsible to write this business code we are calling the backend developer. Backend developer. And the person who is working on this database side we are calling DB developer. Simply. And the person who is responsible to write both front end, back end, and database related all together, guys. Okay, front end code plus back end code plus database coding also. Then that person we are calling what? Full stack developer. This one, guys, full stack developer. Do you understand this one? So nowadays these full stack developers are getting more demanding. Means full stack developer can able to write both the presentation coding and business coding and database coding. Got it, guys? So in our Django sessions, we can write a front end coding to developing the presentation purpose. Business coding we are writing, and also database coding also we are writing to store data, to get the data from database, like these all things. Okay, our application related database interaction also we are going to do it. So finally we are going to becoming like a full stack developer, guys, in our Django related HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, these all things I'll take care of it while developing our applications. Clear, guys? When you are joining in the organization, so some people only they are involving, guys, only they are involving in the front end side presentation coding only they are developing using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, AngularJS, like so many are there. Okay, so that person we are calling front end developer. And some people are only working on this section, business code developing only, back end developer. And some people only working on the database related DB developer. But as a student, guys, we are only front end developer, we are only back end developer, and we are only database developer also. That's why all together we are going to developing the applications all together, presentation, business code, database code. By combining up these all things, some applications I will show you practically. Then you will understanding how interacting presentation code with backend and backend with presentation or backend with database. These all things how we are communicating. You will get it. Let's following what I'm telling. Separately we are going to discuss here front end and back end and database related, and by combining of all the things together we will developing the applications. I hope you are understanding what we are doing in our session. This is the structure. Yeah, now to developing that business code, guys, to developing that business code, nothing but backend code, Python and Python related framework Django is required. I told Python and Python related framework Django is required. Okay, so now using the Django framework, if we are developing the applications, lot of benefits are there. So within the less time, with less cost, we can developing the best performance of applications we can developing, guys. Why within the less time we can develop means in Django framework, using Django framework, if you want to developing the applications, so less lines of code we are going to use, guys. So less lines of code required to developing the Django applications. Less lines of code required. Less lines of code is required, guys. Okay, next, because of the less lines of code, within the less time we can develop. less time we can develop applications. So within the less time you are developing means obviously cost of the project saving. Okay, so cost of the project saving, cost of the project saving, because of the less lines of code, so less time is taking, because of less time, then obviously cost of the project saving, cost of the project saving, and the duration of the project also saving, that is only less time. So 3 months you are developing one project using the Java, guys. Same project within the 1 month or 1.5 months you can develop using the Django framework. Obviously duration of the project also saving. And next, complexity of code is reducing using the Django, reducing as complexity, easily we can understanding. So obviously readability of code, but decreasing or increasing? Increasing. Readability of the code increasing. Like a number of benefits are there, guys, using the Django framework. That's why the Django framework is getting more demanding nowadays. Okay, so Django framework, first of all, framework, what is the use of framework, you can see. So by using the frameworks we can developing the applications using any one language, and that language related frameworks. Language means Python, language related framework means Django. So using the Python and Django we can developing the applications. We can developing the applications. Application is nothing but a software only. To developing the softwares we are going to use these frameworks. Got it, guys? Yeah, so Django is a framework. Django is a framework which is developed purely by using the Python language only. Means in Python we have rules and regulations, variables how creating, objects how creating, exceptions how we are handling, functions how we are creating. Like these all rules and regulations we can use inside the Django framework also. Django framework is purely developed by using the Python language only. This is some basic scenario about the Python and Python related framework Django, guys. What is program, what is software, and why required to learn Python, why required to learn Django. So far we completed. Guys, are you following, all of you? All things are okay. So now some history about the Django framework. I will take care, guys. History about the Django framework. I will take care now. Got it? So after history completing, then some futures there, Django framework related, some futures there. So far up to futures completing, this basic scenario completing. Later onwards installations, Django how we are installing, and using the Django how creating projects and how creating applications. These all things we can take care. Slowly one by one we will take it, and after some days some big kind of applications we are going to be developing, some real kind of applications. At the end of the day, one project I will show you practically. In class only live coding in class only we will develop, and regularly day to day you can take it program, and you also going to do practice. Yeah, so now history we are going to discuss, guys. History of Django. History of Django. So history of Django means who developed this Django framework, when developed, where developed, these all things we can say like a history. We can say like a history, guys. Okay, na? So now here, who is the author, guys? Who is the author of this Django framework means Adrian and Simon Wilson. Simon Wilson. Both are authors, guys. Both are authors. You can take it like authors of our Django, Adrian and Simon Wilson. Both are the authors, guys. So where started the Django framework means in the Lawrence Lawrence Journal newspaper. In the Lawrence Journal newspaper organization. In the Lawrence Journal newspaper world organization. This is one company, guys. Lawrence Journal newspaper world organization. Like so many news channels there. Okay, Time, Hindus paper, and Sakshi paper, Eenod paper, Andhra Jyoti paper, like so many papers there, news channels related. Okay, so this is the one company news channel related. Lawrence Journal newspaper world organization. In this company as an internal project, in 2003, Adrian and Simon Wilson are started this Django framework. Okay, in Lawrence Journal newspaper world organization, this Adrian and Simon Wilson both are working as a developers, web application developers. They both are developing the multiple web applications. So these people are web developers, guys, simply. So these people in 2003 as an internal project means for this company purpose, they started this Django framework. Okay, so in 2003 Django was started. As an internal project. Okay, so this is the some basic theory, guys. Okay, so Adrian and Simon Wilson both are acting like what? Web developers. Both are developing the multiple web applications for this organization. When they are developing multiple web application, guys, when they are developing the multiple web applications for this Lawrence Journal World newspaper organization, so they are getting some burden. They are getting some burden. They are feeling like some irritation. Okay, when we are developing the multiple applications, so we are developing same code in the multiple applications again and again. They are feeling like that. Guys. Okay, yeah. So now here you can see it. I will draw one small diagram. So this is my application one, guys. This is my application one. In this application one, they are developing some code. For example, login related, user authentication related, guys. Okay, so next, register related, so login related I'm developing, and register related I'm developing. So next, database related we are going to be adding. We are going to write. So database related logics you are writing. Database related assumption, and then some code. Okay, so required code, required code 1. You can consider like required code part. Simply assumption. So login, register, database related connection common, and then required code part we are writing here, guys. Application 1. Next, application 2 I am going to developing. Application 2. In this application 2, again this login related, and this register related, and this database related, and the admin site also, guys. Admin site also is there by default. So here also admin site. So this code is common, and after that required code part you are going to write based on here. Required code part you are going to write whatever you want. You can write. Next, we are going to developing one more application, that is application 2. Application 3. Here also login is there, and then register code is there, and database knowledge is there, and then admin site related is there, and then required code part we are writing. Understand this one? Okay, if you are taking this one is a book my show, guys, then book my show related login, register, database, admin site, these all things required. These all are common, guys. And then book my show related some required code you are writing here. And here Swiggy you can take it, Swiggy application, or else Zomato application, food related. Then Zomato related login, register, database, admin side, these all things you are writing. Zomato related present some extra code you are writing. And then you can take it here on bank application. Bank related login, register, database, admin, these all are common. And then required bank related coding you are writing guys here. Understand this one? Yeah. Now our authors, who are authors? Adrian and Simon Wilson. Simon Wilson. So they both are developing like this a number of applications for the uh, Lawrence Journal was Lawrence World Newspaper Organization companies. Lawrence Journal World Newspaper Organization. That is a company. Simply Lawrence Company. You can take it. Okay, Lawrence Company. For that company purpose, they are developing like this a number of applications. They are developing like n number of applications guys. So while they are developing these all applications, in every application we have this common code. We have this common code. So developers are thinking like Adrian and Simon Wilson are thinking like, while developing a number of applications, in every applications lot of code is there repeatedly. This login related, they are writing a lot of code. Register related, database related, admin related, they are writing coding guys. For example, 100 lines they are writing for this login, register and database related. Same 100 line code here also required. Am I right? And then here also required. This is the same 100 lines code. This same 100 lines code here also required. And then rest of the lines are here. One more lines new code is there. One more lines new code is there. And here also one more lines another code is there. Another new lines. Okay. So here one more another new lines there, depending on our application requirement. So they are deciding like these all 100 lines of code in every application we are writing each time. These all login, register, database, admin related. In every application we are writing again and again like that. They are deciding. Okay. So which is taking a lot of time. And also after writing 2-3 projects the same code, when they are writing again same code in other applications, they are feeling like burden. Okay. Same code we are writing again and again, waste of the time like that. They are thinking. They thought like that. So after deciding like that, they factor out all the common features guys. They factor out means find out. They find out all common features in these all old applications what they are developing. In application 1 I develop a login, register, database, admin related. In application 2, in application 3 also same modules I developed, login related, register related, admin related, like that I developed. Like that they thought that okay. So they find out these all common modules and they taken into one separate place guys. They taken into one separate place and in one separate files they are stored. That file name they taken as a Django. Okay. Why they taken Django only, why not other name, we'll discuss later. Now here login related module they maintain, and then a register related module, DB related module, admin related module, they maintain like that one file. Okay. Later here one application we are going to developing here, application 1. So in this application 1, entire this module they are importing for reusing purpose. In Python modules concept is there guys. Existing modules, existing classes, existing methods we can reuse inside our user defined modules by using the import keyword or from keyword like that, from import. So we are going to import this Django guys. Simply I'm going to import Django modules and then my required code 1, required code, my required code 1 I'm developing here. Assumption. Next one more application I'm developing here also. I'm going to be importing this code. I'm not writing every time login, register, DB, admin. I will reuse existing code and then here also importing these all things and required code 2 you are going to be developing. Understand this one? Like this, n number of applications we can develop guys. So in every application we are going to reuse existing code. Because of this, lot of time saving. Instead of writing every time existing code we can use, and we can concentration more on required code what we need to develop. Actual business code we can develop by using the predefined code. Clear guys, all of you? So because of this reason this Django is developed. Actually in the Lawrence Journal organization, these all applications they are developing. In every application, login, register, data, with this all code is there. So instead of writing in multiple times, they taken into one separate place in a separate file. They maintain like that file name is like a Django. Okay, in this file they maintained all common code, and that common code reusing in a number of other applications. After that, these applications after executing by writing this common code, after executing these applications, then these applications giving the best results compared to previous projects. Compared to previous applications, these new applications getting best results, guys. Having the less code, having the less code, within the less code, okay, by writing the less code within the less time with less cost, they are developing the applications because of the Django framework. That's why they decided, okay, using the Django framework, if anybody, if we are developing any new applications, those applications performance increasing, readability increasing, complexity is decreasing, and reusability is there, code reusability, less lines of code we are writing, like that a number of benefits are there. So they decided using Django framework, if any other people developing the application, these all benefits they will get it. Okay, so they maintained in separate file which name is Django, guys. Why they taken Django only? Why not other name? Means our authors, who are the authors? Adrian and Simon Wilson. Our authors loving one famous guitarist person, guys. Our authors loving one famous guitarist person. One famous guitarist person. His name is okay. His name is Django Reinhardt. Django Reinhardt. One famous guitarist person. His name is Django Reinhardt. So our authors Adrian and Simon Wilson loving this person more and more. Okay, they are diehard fan of this guitarist person. His name is Django Reinhardt. That's why they taken our framework name as this Django. Yeah, D is silent, guys. D is silent. That's why we are calling Django, not D Django. Django. If you are calling D Django also no problem, but some people are thinking like D is silent, so Django only we need to call like that. Got it, guys? All of you here? Why our framework name they taken Django means so our authors loving one famous guitarist person, one guitarist person. His name is Django Reinhardt. So based on that person name, they taken our framework name as Django. You need to give that one answer. These all points what I'm telling here, guys. What I'm telling here, everything is available in the theoretical file. You will get it material. Just you can read one time, you will understanding all theoretical points. Got it, guys? Yeah. So here 2003 they started as an internal project. In 2005 they released it to public, guys. In 2005 they released it to public. Okay, they released it to public as an open source, as an open source and free, as an open source and free software, as an open source and free software, guys. So in 2005 they released it to public. Now onwards, in 2005 onwards, anybody can download that Django software, and they will develop their own applications using that Django. In that Django, a lot of reusability code is there. Login related, logout related, register related, database related. These all code we are going to reuse to developing our own applications. Okay, and they release it to open source, release it to public as open source and free. Means without taking any license version, without paying any amount to the any company, directly we can download and we can use, guys. That is open source and free we are calling. Okay, so in 2008 they resigned, our authors resigned their own old company like Lawrence Journal World Newspaper Organization. They're working there, so they resigned to that company and they started their own organization which name is DSF. Which name is what? DSF. Nothing but Django Software Foundation. Django Software Foundation, DSF guys. In 2008, our authors started one organization which named as Django Software Foundation. Okay, and they are maintained. They are spending more time. They are spending more time on the Django framework to developing more new features, for developing the new applications. Like that, in 2008 onwards, they are spending a lot of time and they are hiring a lot of employees to developing more features into the Django framework. So 2008 onwards, slowly, some new modules adding. So recent years, this Django framework is getting more demanding. From last 4-5 years onwards, getting more demanding as especially in 2016 onwards, getting popularity slowly. But nowadays, so more demanding is there in the Django framework compared to all other frameworks. Lot of money is saving while developing the applications. Lot of time saving and performance of application increasing. So any organization is looking for these three factors as saving time, saving cost, giving best performance. So these three features are achieved by Django compared to other things. That's why people are interested, organization people are interested to developing their new applications using the Django framework. That's why obviously all employees, existing employees who are working on Java, .NET, these all people also slowly shifted to Django. And also as a students, we are also learning this Django to crack the interviews more easily. Got it? Okay. So in 2008, they released Django 1.0 version, guys. So now 3.1 some 5 or 6 something is there. Simply 3.1x. Okay, 3.1 is there. We can say like 3x version, 3x version. Some x means different version. 3.1, 3.0, 3.1.1, 3.1.2. Like this, different versions there. In middle, 2.0, 2.1, 2.2 like this. So 2.7 also is there. This is only last version in the 2. After that, directly 3 started. Okay. So just knowledge purpose, right now 3x version is there, like 3.1 is there. We are going to install any one version, whatever we require, and we are going to developing our application. Clear guys, all of you? Okay. So far this is enough guys. Just this is all demonstration, and when you are reading theoretically, you will understanding these all points. Once installation starting onwards, more clearly I will take care it. Okay. So I'll stop now this recording, and if you have any queries, you can ask me. Thank you. Yeah, guys, do you have any queries? Deepak, Priyanka, do you have any queries? Yes, guys, this is a paid course only. This is a paid course only. You can contact online team. They'll give you guidelines. I mean, they'll give you information, more information. So you can talk with the online team, management team. You'll get it information about the course details, duration, all things. So 45 days minimum required, guys. 45 to 2 months. Based on your practice, based on your learning skills, 1 week time increasing. Actually 45 days I'm planning, and based on students interest, up to 2 months we can take it. Different extra new applications we are developing like that. Okay, actual concepts completing purpose we required for 45 days. Any other doubts? Guys, come on. Anyone having?
No, sir.
Okay. Then we'll meet tomorrow, man.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, sir.